Let's just roll with it. All right. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to this episode of the Aphrodisiacx Podcast. Today I'm joined by Loco Error. We're gonna be going over Fallout 1, 1994, Interplay era Fallout. So, Mr. Error.
Hello.
What do you know about Fallout?
For Fallout, my best understanding is it's a apocalyptic wasteland where almost the entire place is obliterated and filled with radioactive, and it's your job as the main character to explore the new world after its devastation. Location can be vary for different games for Fallout. Some will you just be in the vault, some you just be waking up in some random's house, some varies.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much all I know.
What if I told you everything you knew was wrong?
Wrong?
I'm just fucking with you. Okay, so originally this thing was made as a thought child by one Tim Kaine, formerly of Interplay Studios, or Interplay Games. I don't think Interplay is that big of a player now because they had to sell off their Fallout. But that was like in 2000.
Yeah, makes sense why I never heard of him in the first place. Because I'm more familiar with Fallout 3 and onward.
Some of the older Fallout fans, there's this mod for Fallout New Vegas, and since that New Vegas was made by Obsidian, people from Black Isle, which was like a subsidiary of like a sister studio to that of Interplay. I think they were under the Interplay umbrella. That's why people like more or less like mod the game to remove the Bethesda thing, because Bethesda just published it, but they hardly worked on it. Like I remember back in like 2020, like before Fallout 4, that Bethesda didn't exactly like New Vegas, but now since that like New Vegas is like hella popular and stuff, and like they're trying to like be like, we always helped out with this. Yeah, you know, we always loved this. Bullshit. That's bullshit. All right, let's get back on topic.
Right.
I'm very passionate about it. Okay, so this is the child of one Tim Kaine, who started development back in 1994, and he was actually the sole developer there for a good few months. And then over time, like people started coming onto the the project, and eventually it grew to be like from one person to a few to be like 50 some people at its height, I think. Did you hear me? Did you hear me?
I think my Discord is bugging. I didn't hear it. I heard something. It caught off on my end, and then you continue talking, and then it caught off again.
All right, I'll start from the beginning. Okay, so this is the thought child of Tim Kaine. Development starts in 1994. He was the only guy working on it, as to not like drain company resources elsewhere. So eventually, over time, I think it was a 3-year dev cycle for this, because it started in 94 but released in 97 or 98, one of those two. I'm probably getting Fallout 1 and 2's dates mixed up, but it would release 3 years after 94. And at the end, it evolved. The studio went, the games, like the team working on the game, eventually went from like one person to like I think 50 at its highest.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it costs roughly around like somewhere like $3 million to make.
That is interesting for sure.
So this Fallout was more or less made to be a Wasteland spiritual successor built on GURPS. You know what Wasteland is?
Yeah. I guess like the bit of nowhere.
Well, the game series Wasteland.
Oh, like the game itself? I don't think so, no.
Yeah, neither do I. When you look around at Xbox Game Pass, actually, you can find Wasteland, which is actually kind of crazy. I don't think it's the same Wasteland. Let me double check, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't even know. I've never heard of Wasteland until I started researching this.
Question: what was the developer that made Fallout 1 and 2? Like, not the person's name. I mean, like the company
Studio?
that is.
Yeah, the company. Oh, Interplay Studios.
Do you think Inner Studios have the same idea as Bethesda when they took over Fallout for like Fallout 3 and onward? Or do you think they made it better or made it worse?
Well,
Or rather neutral?
you're asking a question that involves a canceled Fallout 3, but that was Interplay's Fallout 3, called Project Van Buren.
All right.
Which many parts of Van Buren would later be taken by those in Obsidian to make New Vegas.
Oh, so I'm asking like a future question.
No, but you're catching on. Yeah,
Alright.
Wasteland. It's something. I tell you, it's something. I can't find any pictures of it right now. Actually, no, yeah, I can't find some pictures. It's similar. It's similar in scope. It looks like, so it's more or less like an isometric. The game is set on a trimetric POV, where you're viewing it from above, you know, as if you're watching it from third person, but like really far away. So it's a spiritual successor to Wasteland, built on GURPS is the generic universal role-playing system. So between the years of 1995 and 96, development continues. Oh yeah, look, you see, it wasn't 50 people; it's actually 30. That I need to correct that in editing. GURPS was eventually switched out to a custom special system after Interplay dropped the license over creative differences with Steve Jackson Games over the violence in the game. So Fallout 1 gore is actually surprisingly like intense, kind of, but it's also a little goofy.
Really goofy. That's an interesting one. On a Fallout game?
I mean, most Fallouts are pretty goofy. I'm not gonna lie. Even the most serious ones.
I mean, story-wise, not the gameplay-wise, because sometimes when you play the games, something it would just glitch out.
Yeah, there's this.
Anyway.
You know the perk Bloody Mess, right? Where it just like makes the enemy explode into like gore.
Oh.
Yeah, it was something like that was in Fallout 1. So like I'm in the cave, I'm fighting my way out, and I forgot it's a save from like 2023. So I'm just going through. I see a rat. 78% chance to hit and miss.
Oh.
Fucking hate that system. My luck is so
like
bad.
That. It's like that for every other games that had a similar gimmick.
Yeah, so I go again, round 2, I miss again. How's that possible? It's like 1 in 4. It's a 1 in 4 chance to miss, and I miss both. What are the odds?
That is pretty sad, yeah. What are the odds?
What are the fucking odds? So it's in a wasteland, right? A post-apocalyptic nuclear wasteland. It's primarily focused in Southern California, actually, where Fallout was born. So most of the quests were more or less morally ambiguous. You know, there can be some things that were good, but other things that would be less wholesome chungus. You know, so there's like okay. Well, actually no. We'll cross that bridge when we get there to Junktown. So the game, as I said before, is set in a trimetric POV, which allows you to think of it like your god looking down on people. And that's basically what it is, kind of at an angle.
It is an interesting analogy. I like that analogy.
So
just controlling like little characters on a screen.
Yeah, it is pretty fun. So important characters were given like 3D heads. So at first they sculpted it with clay as a clay mannequin at first for the characters, and then they're scanned 3D to be digitized and then put into a modeling software. Most of the stuff that they use was pretty early era, like 3D modeling tech. Like for modeling they use like Lightwave. For digitization, I think they used a Fargo Space Arm and a VertiStretch software. And then textures and animations were done on the computer from there. Any questions about development?
Not that in mind, no.
All right, so let's move into some of the characters in gameplay. So you can create your own character in this one. You can make a custom character, or you can choose one of three pre-made characters: Albert, Max, and Natalia. Which one do you want to know about first?
Give me a sec. What do I want to know?
Yeah.
Let's go Albert, because he doesn't have a stat that has 10 compared to the other two. So let's go with him.
Albert Cole, a charismatic negotiator and leader of a minority group in Vault 13 advocating for life on the surface. He describes himself as a little bit of a lawyer. I'm something of a lawyer myself. Through his skills, leaning more on that of persuasion. Oh shit, what the fuck?
Persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion. and con artist tactics to form rather than formal legal training, you know. So you want okay, so his special stats are strength 5, perception 6, endurance 4, not that good. Charisma 9, which is pretty okay. Intelligence 6, okay. Agility 4, that is pretty bad. In the early Fallout games, agility determines your AP points, which determines how often you can attack, move, or shoot. So if you don't have high enough AP, you cannot shoot twice. You can only shoot once.
His luck is good.
Luck's okay. It's 6. Skills, he's pretty heavily biased in the heavily leaning towards the speech barter system. Oh my god, speech and barter at 80s in the 80s. Speech is in like 88, and small guns is at 59. You know, so he's more of a talker than a shooter. And he does have some already pre-selected traits like skilled, which gives you plus 5% to all skills, and good-natured, which means you take 20% less damage from NPCs.
Oh, so he's like Steven Universe if he was in Fallout 1 about the whole.
Steven Universe if he wasn't fat. If he wasn't fat and he could actually shoot guns.
This isn't you. Let me use my charisma
no,
stat
stop,
to.
Please, no, this isn't you. Look at me. Look at me.
Let me just spam my charisma side every single time so I don't feel like fighting you.
Like, oh no, I'm about to go into a fight. I mean, I'm about to talk to this guy and I might not have the persuasion check. Let me quick save. Okay.
Can you actually do that in Fallout 1?
Yeah, it's really encouraged too because sometimes the game's a little unstable sometimes. So if it crashes on you and you're like 2 hours in on a playthrough and you forget to save, oh, tough shit.
Oh, so it's more punishing than later games.
It's yeah, if you don't save enough or as frequently, yeah, it's really punishing. Same with Bethesda Fallouts too. Say you're 2 hours in and you forgot to like save. At least there it auto saves between like places you go. Like say you go into a separate area, the thing will like auto save kind of. But in this one, there's no auto save. All right, Max Stone. He's the brute. His special stats are strength 10, perception 4, endurance 9, charisma 4, intelligence 4, agility 7, not bad, and luck 4. His skills are tagged in small guns, unarmed, and big guns. Unarmed being the highest. I've never seen something that high before. 93%. And for his traits, he has Bruiser, which gives him a higher crit chance, but decreases his AP, and Heavy-Handed, which increases his unarmed damage, but decreases accuracy. So if you want to go for a melee playthrough, go max.
So you're playing the Hulk.
Basically.
Fight rather than talk.
Basically. And lastly, we have Natalia Tropanevsky. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that right. I don't know. She's an inhabitant of Fault 13 in the year 2161. She's the granddaughter of a Russian diplomat that worked at the Soviet consulate in LA just before the bombs dropped. So naturally, of course, if she's a Russian, you know, back in these times, they were seen as like pretty crafty spies. You know, you had the Cold War era films where it's like, oh, we got a spy in our midst, and it turns out it's that guy who's secretly a sleeper agent for the Soviet Union. So she's extremely intelligent, resourceful, and a talented acrobat. Her special stats are strength 4, perception 5, endurance 6, charisma 7, intelligence 7, and agility 10, which is really good, and luck 6. Her tag skills are sneak at 45%, steal at 40%, and unarmed at 82%. And her traits are night person, she's better at night, and gifted, which is +1 to all special stats. So what I would have done for this build is put the agility on 9, because you're already putting gifted on, which will automatically give you that +1 for the 10, and everything else will be like 5. Well, actually no. Actually, wait, hold on. The thing's already attached to it, so everything is 1 below that. So just subtract 1 from every special stat. And that's her real stats, but without the gifted thing.
All right.
So what do you think so far of the characters?
So far, they're meant to play on a specific role and a specific game style. One is talking, one is like to fight, and the third one is sneaky. but really smart.
Yep. Yeah, there's the three archetypes. So, you want to get into the story? All right. Let me turn on the projector. I just had this thing installed. On October 23rd, 2077, a worldwide nuclear war between the United States of America and China following the invasion of okay, so if I'm going to be going over the story of Fallout, I probably have to do it from the point of view of Fallout at the time before, like, actually no. Oh, yeah, okay, never mind. No, Alaska was invaded by China. Yeah, okay, never mind. So, following the invasion of Alaska, which was sparked by resource shortages, like, say, the Middle East running out of oil. That's pretty bad. All of a sudden, the EU collapses, and now they're all fighting each other after trying to take over the Middle East at the time. China needs oil, like a lot of oil. So does the US, but Alaska has like some of the last of it. So desperate, they were so desperate that they invade Alaska, triggering a global conflict between the US and China that would eventually end with nuclear bombs being dropped. Now, who dropped the bomb first? I don't know. Ask Tim. But I'm pretty sure it was China. When you learn what the U.S. was doing scientifically speaking with like technology and what do we call it? Bioexperimentations. I think I'd understand why they shot first. We'll get into that soon. So, modern civilization is gone. So we're gonna jump forward 100 years or so, and there is a certain person known as the Vault Dweller. Human born and raised in Vault 13, which was just one of many underground high-tech Fallout shelters built to protect survivors. This one was buried deep within the Southern California mountains. So, naturally, time came for people to get out of the vaults. As you know, some of the vaults were used as experimentations by Vault Tech under the, there was supposed to be a control vault, Vault Zero, but that one, I don't think that one's canon anymore. That one was in Brotherhood of Steel, and that one had the calculator in its robot army, but I don't think that's canon. I'm not too sure of the canonicity of that story. It's an interesting story for sure. So, in Vault 13, let's just say, a certain water chip gave up the ghost. Now all of a sudden the vault cannot recycle its own water, and now they only have 150 days left of water before they run out. And so the Overseer, Ken Mars, I think is his name, tasks the Vault Dweller to find a replacement. Armed with a Pip-Boy 2000 and meager equipment, the Vault Dweller leaves Vault 13 for the nearest source of help, which would be Vault 15, not too far away. What do you think?
It's a cool story so far.
Yeah, I mean, most of it's like text and very few cutscenes because of the limitations at the time.
And how old it was back then.
Oh yeah. So the Vault Dweller leaves the cave. Actually, no. Before we leave the cave, let's stay in the cave for a bit. So there's a skeleton on the floor going towards the vault the vault or door, wearing a vault suit. You want to know who it is? His name is Ed.
Ed?
And Ed is dead.
Ooh, scary.
So the cave where the vault is infested with rats. Pretty big rats. So you got to fight your way out of the cave first, which allows you to get acquainted with combat, which is a percentage system. So like say you're at 83% chance of hitting, there is a 17% chance that you will miss. And more often than not, especially if you're me, you will miss. So we fight our way out of the cave and walk to the wasteland. So for traveling in the wasteland, you know, like how in the Bethesda ones, you like walk around and stuff.
Yeah.
So in this one, you still have to walk around, but it's zoomed out into like a mini map of sorts. Let me see if I can find a picture while I explain it. So it's like a little mini map of the world, and you're like a little dot, and you go like you leave like little dots and stuff, and as you're walking around, and there are very very rare chances that you might run into a special like special encounter, like say a herd of Brahmin that say moo, I say moo, or something really bad like like a gang of 6 raiders.
Oh, okay. So like a possibility.
Yeah.
And it has its own map too, right?
Yeah, it's basically the world map.
That's cool.
And
A map of
there are pretty
having a
rare
map is very
encounters.
useful.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So there are rare times where you actually get like really crazy like encounters. Like say a crashed UFO with two alien bodies, one carrying a blaster and the other one carrying a portrait of Elvis Presley, or the TARDIS from Doctor Who, or like a T-Rex footprint with a dead body inside,
I mean, at that point, that would be relic
or
times.
or like a crashed Nuka-Cola truck full of caps. Like I'm talking max level, like max amount of caps, 9,999 caps. That's probably
I'm
one of.
assuming that's a lot in that game.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, kind of caps. The system was weird back then. So the cap system is mostly used by the hub, but we'll get to them later. So yeah, we travel the wasteland to get to Vault 15, but on our way there, we get to one Shady Sands. So when we get to Shady Sands, we have to say hello to the leader of Shady Sands, known as Aradesh.
He looks interesting. He looks human in love.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's Aradesh.
It's just the art. It's just kind of funny to me. That's all.
It's definitely really dated, but I don't know. I find it to be really like endearing, like nostalgia.
Okay.
So, Aradesh, we talked to him, and he's like, "Wanderer, for now, I shall believe you." And you know, he tells us like, "Oh, great packs of scorpions are hunting our herds of Brahmin." And we have the optional quest to go and find the cave where the rat scorpions are coming from and close it. That's really, really tough, especially in the early mission, especially if you're not built for guns, because they can poison you. There is also a second person in there known as One Tandy. She will become important in Fallout 2. Actually, she's really important from Fallout 2 and onward in the interplay / Obsidian side of Fallout. So those are the two characters that have heads in Shady Sands. So Shady Sands was actually founded by survivors from Vault 15. So the experiment from Vault 15 was to put people of different religious beliefs into one cramped vault just to see what would happen. The people in Shady Sands weren't the only people that came out of Vault 15. Several different raider groups came out from Vault 15, like say the Vipers, the Great Khans, both of which you can find in Fallout New Vegas actually. But the Great Khans and Shady Sands and the entity that will become later on in Fallout 2, they have a long and storied history of just killing each other and just causing problems for one another. You will not believe how oh my god. So I'll get to that soon. So there's also a recruitable companion named Ian. Now there's a chance you could like say persuade him to join you for free, or you can just buy him for $100. He's pretty okay. Half the time he shoots me instead of the enemy.
Oh, because the AI companion just gets confused when it hits.
Actually no. Sometimes you missed your shot, but you end up hitting someone else.
How will that work?
So say you shoot, like you select the target, 86% chance to shoot. Okay, it succeeds, but you miss, and you hit someone else because they're in that same general direction in which the bullet flew.
Oh, so
it causes a lot of problems. It causes a lot of problems, but I find it to be really funny. But one of the quests for Shady Sands is actually to find where the Warhat scorpions are coming from and either kill them or cut off the cave. And second one is to help Razlo to create like an antidote for rat scorpion poisons because you keep attacking Shady Sands. So when you come back from doing that quest, you find that Tandy has been taken by raiders, but not just any raiders, that of the Great Khans. The Great Khans raider group. They're Man, really unfortunate. Really unfortunate group. This is the Great Khan's logo.
All right, I see
So,
the image.
Ch- uh, Tandy is taken hostage by this group. So there's an interesting thing. So if you actually are wearing like a leather jacket at the time, you can actually get confused for the father of the current leader of the Khans that the son defeated in battle. So you can just like walk up and be like, the guy who took Tandy will be like, "What the hell, Dad? You're alive?" It's like, yeah. You can't kill for shit, and you can either scare him off, piss him off, or just kill him outright. And I can't scare him off because I don't know what the hell I do wrong. But after like killing everyone in the camp, we can free Tandy and go back to the village. She is actually a temporary companion, so we can bring her back to the village. So because of that, we're really liked by by Shady Sands and Aradesh, especially Aradesh. He his story, we'll finish his story in Fallout 2. It's actually quite a interesting but kind of sad end. So there is a thing. If you talk to Ian in Shady Sands, you can actually get directions to that of the hub and Junktown. And Junktown is where we're going next. So Junktown is a little bit actually no. We're not going next to Junktown. We're going to Vault 15. It's in ruins. It's infested with like pig rats, mole rats, and rats. So a special thing is that you can explore and find like items like say rope. Rope is really useful in that game because there's some parts that elevators just don't work, or there's just really big holes or like long shafts you have to go down. So you just you go into your inventory, put the rope in your second slot or first slot, whichever one. Click on that and then click on where you want to go, and if it's viable, you can actually deploy the rope to go down.
Never knew rope were that useful in the Fallout games.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
really useful.
Was that a mechanic in later games? I don't recall if it is.
Only in the isometric one, not so much the 3D.
All right.
We explore Vault 15. It's in ruins. The vault chip has been, the water chip has been destroyed, and yeah, we got to go somewhere else. So we're going to Junktown, baby, which is a little bit south of Vault 13, actually, like around 9 squares south of Vault 13, and it's built primarily of like the walls are built of wrecked cars and scrap metal. But it's one of like the first real trading hubs in the West Coast post nuclear war. But they do have a thing where it's a strict no weapons policy. So say you have a weapon equipped in your thing, and like your sidearm, or like in your currently equipped, they'll tell you, hey buddy, put that away. So you just switch out. Be like, normally the way I run is like a pistol and a stem pack, and that's really what I go with. So I just switch over to the stem pack and I go in no problem. But there is a power struggle between 2 factions in Junktown, and we'll meet the leader of one of them right now. The town is currently being controlled by one Killian Darkwater, mayor and grandson of the founder of Junktown, who is actually competing for dominance against Gizmo, like a crime lord in Junktown. He's corrupt. He owns a casino and all that. So this is Killian Darkwater.
Oh, an average dude.
Yeah, he's just an average dude. He's been mogging since the bombs dropped, and this is his opponent, Gizmo.
Ew.
Yeah, he's actually one of the fattest, I think, Fallout villain. Well, not villains, but one of the fattest Fallout characters, where like his hitbox also includes his desk.
Really? Oh, yeah. I guess I never thought about that before. I actually never thought about the heavier side, because that just doesn't really exist later on in games.
Yeah, because typically food is pretty scarce, so it's kind of hard to get fat.
That too, and also because everyone else has the exact same body model.
That too. Actually, yeah, that's... Oh my... If you think everyone has the same body model in, like, the Bethesda ones, oh my god. Everyone has the same type of model. It's even worse in, like, Fallouts 1 and 2. But 2, they expanded the body models a little bit. But 1, it was just like man, woman, dog, mutants. Mutants, robots.
And the only way to be unique is you're important to the plot or you're the main character.
Exactly. So, you go up and talk to Killian. He's in his little shop. But as you finish talking with him, a man busts in, and you're first-hand witness to an assassination attempt on Killian. So the assassination attempt either succeeds or fails. Sometimes he actually kills Killian. It's up to chance. Sometimes he kills Killian, or he doesn't do enough damage to kill him outright, so he'll get killed eventually. Yeah, once, like, personally, I always intervene because, it's like free gun. If I kill him, I can take the gun. I can sell it to Killian for money. So after the assassination attempt fails or succeeds, well, if it succeeds, you can't continue with the quest with Killian. But if it fails, you can talk to him and be like, "Hey, thanks for the help, buddy. I wonder what that was all about." Like, actually, I think I have an idea who sent this guy. His name's Gizmo. He runs a casino in this, a little bit north of here. So what you have to do is now go to Gizmo's and talk to him. Because he'll try to hire you to kill Killian himself. But Killian gives you like a bug thing. Yeah, like a bug to plant in his office as you're talking to Gizmo, to gather evidence and a confession that he wants to kill Killian, take control of Junktown. And if you do it right, I mean, you could choose to accept the money to try and kill Killian, or you can side with Killian. But also, there's a place called the Crash House, and there's a local gang known as the Skulls, but they won't be important right now. So you can either choose Killian, which is like strict frontier justice. So we got the evidence, let's go kill him. Or you can side with Gizmo, and he'll turn the town into a casino-driven boom town. So what do you think? What would you choose, actually?
Normally, I would just spare people anyways. That's how I usually do on my Fallout games, is spare, or try to help, or spare for Gizmo. Unless I'm feeling bored, or I'm rather just really curious on the outcome, I'll just have him kill. Or for him to get killed by someone else, or I would just kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Once I want to know the probability of his fate in the game. Along with other characters as well.
You can actually find the first or second companion. You can find a companion in Junktown, actually. Dogmeat.
Ooh, Dogmeat.
Yeah, Dogmeat. You can find him there in front of a house, scaring off the owner of the house, not letting him go in. But if you're wearing like a leather jacket, the Dogmeat will think that you're his owner, and he'll go with you. Dogmeat's original owner was killed in Junktown. So the dog didn't know that. So he's just been there waiting for his owner to come back. But if you're wearing a leather jacket, you'll look like his owner and he'll just go with you.
Wait, what happens if you just take out the leather after you recruited Dogmeat?
He'll stay with you. He's been recruited.
Oh, so like once you record him, there's like nothing else to happen. It's just
unless he dies.
He's there with you forever. Oh, right. If your companions die, they die forever.
Yeah, for real.
That's a little scary. I don't like having my companions dying.
Yeah, neither do I.
I use them as my Michio when I can't aim.
I'm actually doing a Fallout New Vegas hardcore run on my like 360 on my 360 copy of the game, and like we went into, what's it called? Repcon. No, not Repcon. We went to the solar power plant, and I'm trying to turn it on. I'm doing an NCR run, so I'm trying to turn it on for the NCR. And I go into like the tower, but the Brotherhood of Steel left the sentries and defenses on to kill like to make sure no one gets in there. So I go in there and I throw a grenade, and two of my companions run forward, and they both die. It's like, oh yeah, these two companions have died. I was like, oh shit, they can die in this one? Oh no. So I reloaded an old save. I was like, stay here, I'll go fight. And that's what I did. And that's what I usually do. I recruit my companions, and if I'm going into like a really heavy area where I don't want them to die, I'll just tell them, wait here, and I'll go in and kill everyone. Because if you have them just wait there, you'll still get their buffs. So I had Eddie and Boone. So I was able to, I had better perception, and I could see enemies are highlighted in red.
Sounds OP.
I mean, it sounds OP, but you also got to consider this is like Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas shooting. So your bullets just go sideways sometimes.
Oh, but we will talk about it in later videos once we reach that point.
Yeah, we'll continue. Well, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there soon enough. But
and also explaining what is a Brotherhood of Steel.
So four squares south of Junktown is a place known as the Hub. Full name: the Hub Trading Co. It's actually the largest settlement in Fallout 1. It's like an economic powerhouse. Well, yeah, it later becomes like the beating heart of like the economy in the NCR, but we'll get there soon. But it's more or less a crossroads of commerce. And think of it like, ancient Persia was like Persia and Constantinople were, I don't know, the Byzantine Empire were more or less like the crossing roads between the West and the East, Europe and Asia. That's what the hub is, but on a smaller scale in the wasteland. So it's like commerce, caravan networks are all set up, and they have like systems and links all over to the nearby settlements and stuff. So the city is actually divided into 5 sections. You got the entrance, which is where the caravans load and unload stuff. Downtown, which is the commercial and administrative center. It's got the police, library of skill books, an office for major merchants like the Crimson Caravan or the Fargo Traders. Old Town, which is actually, have you played Fallout 3?
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
I've heard of it to an extent.
Okay, so there's a man there named Harold. Actually, no, a man. Yeah, well, he was a man. Now he's a mutant. His name's Harold. He'll come back a lot, actually. It's surprising how often he comes back. So Harold, he's there along in Old Town. There's the entrance to the Thieves Guild. I don't know much about them. I hardly ever go anywhere near them. But there is another place known as the Heights, which is a wealthy residential sector, home to Darian Hightower of the Water Merchants. The Water Merchants, they're water merchants. They sell water. So naturally, they're going to be heavily guarded. Oh.
Yeah, especially since it's extremely rare in that game.
Well, it's not just rare, but it's like most water is irradiated and dirty.
Oh yeah, water's like really important.
Oh, so there's some key factions in the hub. You got the Underground, which is a criminal syndicate led by Decker. They're found in the Maltese Falcon Bar. And you have some Children of the Cathedral, which operate a hospital in that area. Well, the hub is actually governed by an oligarchy of merchants. It's because it's like so heavily economically driven, like it's an economic powerhouse. So naturally, of course, the major like companies and trading groups, they pretty much control the politics there. So they're run by an oligarchy. The Underground exerts significant hidden control through extortion and manipulation. The city's economy relies heavily on what kind of currency?
Oh, the bottle cap currency, right? That's
yes,
what they
sir.
use.
Yep, they rely on bottle caps as currency in the hub. Because the hub is so prominent in economics for the wasteland. You know like how the world's economy pretty much runs on the USD, the US dollar?
Yeah.
Same thing, kind of, but on a smaller scale. Because the hub uses bottle caps as currency, that more or less spilled over into other neighboring territories. So that way they also started using bottle caps.
Oh, because the whole USD dollars in the US is no longer relevant due to the bombs and whatnot, and it's ancient times to them.
There is no functioning government or nation state across the world at this point. It's all back down to basics. Tribes and settlements and villages.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, that's where the bottle caps actually came from. Well, the idea of using bottle caps as currency came from the hub.
I never knew that. I always wonder about them. Why bottle cap out of all currency?
Well, my first thought was it's actually really hard to counterfeit, so it could counter pretty heavily inflation. But in New Vegas, there are actually bottle cap counterfeiters in the Sunset Sarsaparilla facility because they have a bottle cap printing press, so they can just print up as many bottle caps as they want, inflating the local economy, destroying everything.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Just like nowadays.
Yeah, printing money isn't a good idea unless you're giving it to me.
Or me. Don't forget me.
So there's also another place known as the Boneyard. Can you guess what this place is? I'll give you another hint. It's called Angel's Boneyard.
And honestly, the only thing that reminds me of that name is the graveyard, but that's the only thing I can come up with.
What other major city in California are there?
Besides Los Angeles, San Diego.
You're wrong. It's LA. The Boneyard is the bombed out remnants of LA in Fallout. So the Boneyard's actually divided into 5 other sections. Since the bigger the places get, the more divided they have to be. It's old tech. Okay, so it's divided into 5 places, 5 main sections primarily. Tatum, which is like the original settlement, initial settlement, and home of the regulators, the police force there. Downtown, which is home to the Blades gang. The Boneyard Library, which is headquarters of the Followers of the Apocalypse, my personal favorite faction in all of Fallout, right next to the Enclave. Now tell me, Followers of the Apocalypse, what do you like? Just by the name alone, what do you think they do?
What was the name again? The Followers of Apocalypse?
The Followers of the Apocalypse.
Study from the past, I guess, or ancient stuff.
Correct. They study and maintain previous knowledge in an effort to actually help out the people currently right now. They're a morally good organization. They go around helping the downtrodden, especially in New Vegas. They have a place in the old Mormon fort inside of Vegas where they it's basically like a hospital. They treat people in Freeside, so they're pretty okay. I personally like them because I like the Followers. I've always vibed with them. The Warehouse, which is overrun by a certain mutant creature. Do you know what it is?
The mutants creature?
Yeah, what kind of mutant
They're like
creature?
Oh, they're like radioactive, giant green creatures.
Not yet.
Right?
We're not there yet. What
No?
other giant creature that is really deadly in the wasteland?
Oh my gosh, I forgot the name. Why can't I remember? Oh my gosh.
Take your time.
I know what it is. I cannot remember the name.
Is it? Starts with a D.
Oh, there it is. I could just read the thing. Deathclaws.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the whole place is overrun by Deathclaws. So you have to fight your way to get to the fortress, which is home of the Gunrunners. I've tried making my way through the Deathclaws, and I had to be in power armor with really big, heavy weapons to make my way through. I'm not gonna lie, that was a tough fight.
Deathclaws are scary as heck. Not gonna lie,
God.
they're scary.
They're terrifying, especially
Scary and brutal.
Especially New Vegas Deathclaws. They move so... Okay, so I want to go into New Vegas so bad, but we got to start from the beginning. So Deathclaws move
We can
quick.
take our time.
Deathclaws move quick. They're really tanky, and they hit you really hard.
And it's worse if you have to fight multiple of them. Then you're doomed forever. Unless you're like overpowered or something.
So yeah, you fight your way through the Deathclaws to get to the fortress, which is home of the Gunrunners. I'll put up an image later in editing. So the Boneyard was actually founded by survivors of the Los Angeles Vault back in 2092. But it devolved into a violent battleground between gangs and Deathclaws by 2161, just like modern day. and that's when we arrive. But in the hub there was I forgot to mention this. In the hub there's an option where you can trade with or barter with the water merchants to send water to Vault 13, which will give you more time because you actually have 150 days to complete your quest. Otherwise, the vault dies because of no water. So you could have the caravans go and deliver water to the vault, which will give you more time. But it does have a negative side effect, which will come about soon. Like really soon. So, no water chip here. No water chip in the hub or in the Boneyard. Oh, where do you go? Well, there's a little, you heard rumblings of a little place in Central Valley, California, southeast end of it, roughly. So you go over there and you find a military security bunker from the pre-war U.S. military called Lost Hills. And it serves as the headquarters for one Brotherhood of Steel. It was originally abandoned back in 2077, but renegade soldiers led by one Captain Roger Maxson, following their exodus from the Mariposa military base, which will come about really soon, became the birthplace and bastion of the Brotherhood of Steel, as they vowed to collect and protect pre-war technology, specifically the more dangerous one, weapons and stuff. Can't trust them. Can't trust these people. Yeah, this is where the Brotherhood comes in. They won't let you into their bunker, so they send you off to a quest, but a place known as the Glow, which is a giant hole where a nuke struck like a military installation, and so you have to use a rope to go back down in there to collect whatever's in that hole, so they can let you in. And you also find a dead Brotherhood of Steel paladin there. You can't steal his armor, but you can take what's on his body. So you take it back, and you're actually granted access into the Lost Hills. What do you think? This is where we meet the Brotherhood of Steel for the first time.
It makes sense, hence his last name, Maxson, because that last name is gonna be forever. You're gonna be seeing it a lot from here on outward when it comes to that factions.
Yeah, especially in 3 and 4, but that's for later. But there's so you can talk there with some of the elders, but there's not much they can do because you still need a replacement chip and you're running out of time. So you explore and you find directions to this place named Vault 12, which is underneath formerly Bakersfield, known as Necropolis. Why is it called Necropolis?
Sounds like a lot of people die there.
That would be correct. A lot of people died everywhere. But why
more
is
in
it,
that area.
What is Necropolis? What does it stand for?
Well, if I were to ignore the last part, it sounds like necromancy, which is dark magic in some fantasy games. So I'm assuming it has something to do with evolving some kind of virus or something.
You're getting closer. You're getting warmer. Necro. What is that?
I actually didn't know for that one.
It's necromancy. What does necromancy do?
Revive the death, right?
Yes, okay. So Necropolis. Opolis is city.
So to revive a city.
It's like I'm leading you to water, but you keep drinking the Gatorade. Necropolis. Necropolis. City of
Bakerfield?
Oh, actually, you're technically correct. But Necropolis, City of the Dead. This is where we find nothing but ghouls. Vault 12 never closed fully, so the radiation still seeped into the vault, and the vault dwellers would eventually mutate, becoming ghouls. So the whole city is full of ghouls, but there's also a different type of mutant there. Something big, very strong, very green.
It's Shrek.
Actually pretty close. This is where we run into the super mutants for the first time. And, It can go one of few ways. Say you choose the wrong dialogue option, you can actually be taken by the super mutant over to Lou. But before we do that, we have to talk with. Oh shit! Where is he? There he is. We have to talk with. Where is the lieutenant? Who is he the lieutenant of? We'll find out soon enough. But before we talk about the lieutenant, first we got to talk about this asshole. Zet. He's the leader of the ghouls in Necropolis. He's an asshole. But he points us to where the Vault water chip is in Necropolis, in Vault 12. But we have to fix water purification, like a treatment plant that the super mutants are currently guarding. So we fix up the water like salinization thing or purifier thing. But we can take the water chip from Vault 12 to bring it back to 13. What do you think so far? Story.
Now we're getting somewhere on about new enemies and new species for the game.
Oh yeah. So things are heating up. So the Vault Dweller returns to Vault 13 with the chip and the system is repaired. However, your report to the Overseer has concerned him about super mutants, about certain mutants. He sees that these mutations are too widespread and too extreme to be natural. So he assigns a new task to find and stop the source of these mutants. So you explore the wasteland again. But this is where the second part of the game actually comes in. So if you chose to like have water delivered to the vault, you actually have less time for the second part. Well, we'll get to that soon. So we have to look for information about these super mutants, and it turns out they've been kidnapping humans all over the wasteland and taking them back to this place called Mariposa. Now, what is Mariposa? It's a U.S. military base that was actually used for experimentation on other, like, say, prisoners of war or whatever. They were experimenting on humans there with a thing known as the FEV, the Forced Evolutionary Virus. And do you know who was stationed there?
The mutants?
Captain Roger Maxson, founder of the Brotherhood of Steel.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would he be there?
He was a soldier of the U.S. military before the war. He was stationed there, and when he discovered what was going on, he killed some of the scientists and declared to the U.S. government that the Mariposa military base as an independent independent area or whatever, seceding from the Union. But around that time, that's when the bombs dropped. So the government was a bit too busy.
So it never got to that point. There is no time.
They stood there. They stayed in the base waiting for a response, but no response ever came. So they just packed up and left, eventually going to Lost Hills and becoming the Brotherhood we know now.
All right.
Well, the Brotherhood at that point, but also at the Mariposa military base, we find the lieutenant. He's a super mutant with a British accent.
That's gonna be really funny here.
So the majority of super mutants are actually led by the lieutenant, intelligent, cybernetically enhanced super mutant, Mariposa. And there he tells us about the goal of the Master, about unity. So the Master is the actual main villain of Fallout 1. This is him. The Master seeks to unify the wasteland under one people, and that is to dip everyone into the FEV, like how he was dipped in it, to make everyone.
Clearly, that's not perfect.
So whoops. Sorry, Ardesh. So the Master wants to transform every human into a super mutant to establish unity, because for as long as there are differences between people on this planet, there will always be conflict. So why not just make everyone into a super mutant under your control? The Vault Dweller is taken there, and there is one of two choices you can make. You can fight back and kill the lieutenant and destroy Mariposa, or you could join them, and you will be dipped into the FEV and transformed into a super mutant, which is an automatic game over.
Does becoming a super mutant just changes the person, or what?
It changes who they are entirely. Some people come out broken. Some people come out mentally unstable. Sometimes they come out stupid. It varies from person to person. And if you they're hunting for they're busting open vaults and taking people from those vaults because the master discovered that you can't, if you dip people like from the outside of the vaults into FEV, you do not get good enough results for super mutants. So instead, what you need is pure untainted humans. And where do you find all of them so far? They're in the vault. This is where the second part comes in. If, say, you had the water caravans go into Vault 13 to deliver water, you actually now have less time for the second part because information about where your vault isn't so secret anymore.
They're gonna turn everyone into super mutants.
Just the pure strain humans. The others, I think they're going to be made into cattle or something. But we'll see. So we have to find our way to get to this master after we just crippled his operation at Mariposa. So one way to do it is with a kind of a sus faction known as the Children of the Cathedral. They're a religious organization that worship the fires, the nuclear fire that cleansed the earth. But it's ultimately a front created by the master, using them to trick humans for him to, make them into super mutants. But what way to better get people to come peacefully is through a nice human preaching the good word of the master. And that's the Church of the Cathedral is a sham. I mean, they're doing some good a little bit, but they have like a hospital in the hub. But at the end, it's like, they're turning people into super mutants. But to stop the mutations, we need to destroy the vats of FEV and kill the master. Well, of course, we already, destroyed Mariposa, killed the lieutenant, destroyed the vats. Now he can't make any more. But we have to kill the master. If we don't kill the master, he will just have the super mutants dig up the Mariposa military base again and just get started right back where he left off. So we have to go over to the Children's Cathedral and locate the prototype vault that's built underneath the church. Inside the vault, you meet and talk to the master, and it is, I'm not gonna lie, kind of disturbing. He has 3 voices. So let me explain what the master is. The master is he was a human once. He was known as one Richard Gray. He's actually from one of the vaults, but he got kicked out because he was accused of murder. Whether that's true or not is irrelevant because of ultimately who he would become. He would eventually travel around and end up at the hub where he would meet one Harold and they would be going around doing business, caravan trips and stuff. But over time, some mutants started popping up out of nowhere, attacking caravans, threatening supply chains and businesses. So Richard, Harold, and a bunch of other people decide to find where the source of the mutations are. And they ended up making it to the Mariposa military base. In there, the group of 6 to 5 was cut down to 2. And a crane knocked Richard into the vats of FEV and knocking Harold unconscious. Harold made it out, but never Richard. Instead, Richard stayed in the vats, mutating, until eventually he managed to find his way out. And he absorbed a rat that was nearby, gaining its intelligence with it. And from there, he would just sit and wait. And he would just consume any animal that would come near him in the vaults, primarily rats and other pests and rodents. Until eventually he was able to make it to a terminal and write down his experiences of his mutations. And eventually he would make it out and he would try to fuse a dog and a rat thing. He dipped them both together inside the FEV and they came out fused together. A mutant combination of the two. Think of it like forced fusion from Steven Universe?
Yeah.
Think of it like that. And so the Richard we knew then was dead. Now the master is in his place. And eventually he would test out a human in the vats, creating super mutant. And you know what he did to that super mutant?
Well, what did he do to them?
He absorbed it. Got to increase that intelligence.
So, like, was he looking for a human that entire time, or was he trying to, like, paddle step until he get to that point?
He's doing baby steps. Whatever he can get his hands on, he'll put into the vats.
Right.
So, I'll put like links to resources that I used for this in the description. I'm going off of, I think, someone else's like study off of Richard Gray, the Master, before he became the Master. But once he became the Master, he moved himself to the vault underneath the church and grew into it. So we infiltrate the vault and we confront the Master. Now, there's a thing where if you like talk to a Brotherhood Paladin or a Brotherhood Scribe, she'll actually explain that the super mutants are infertile. The FEV destroyed their reproductive systems. They can't reproduce. They're sterile. So the Master's plan of having his mutants breed to take over the wasteland was never going to work. You can tell the Master that, but he won't believe you. If you brought data from the Brotherhood you give to him, he'll become depressed and he'll kill himself.
Oh my god, that is insane.
Honestly, yeah. Like you can tell him like, oh yeah, everything you've done so far, it's for nothing. It was never gonna work. And he's like, I see now. Leave while you still have hope. And he starts the countdown to the nuclear bomb hidden underneath the vault. If you get out in time, he kills himself and everyone else in the church. Or you could choose to join him, in which you're also dunked into the FEV and turned into a super mutant. And there's another cutscene that plays where the super mutants are actually attacking Vault 13, where they kill at least like half of them, and then the other half they take away for like make them into super mutants. It's actually it's surprisingly violent for like a really old game with shitty graphics. It's surprisingly violent. So mission's done. Mutants, or like the person behind making the mutants, donezo. So the Vault Dweller returns to Vault 13, but is denied entry by the Overseer because he's fears that we've changed by our experiences, and tales of the exploits and accomplishments we did in the Wasteland will inspire others inside the vault to leave the vault. So the Overseer exiles us from the vault into the Wasteland.
That is so dumb. So you basically made this guy one of your own vault dwellers to go help them. You did. And they say, I don't like you anymore. You should, like, leave. You're too much of a threat now.
He was trying to keep the status quo of the vault, which is to keep people in. That's why he exiled us. But if you have the Bloody Mess perk, actually, there's a secret thing where you can do where when he turns back to walk into the vault again, you actually shoot him in the back and half his body blows off.
And what ending would that be? You just take over the vault or what?
No, you still exiled, but you kill him in revenge. It's not canon. It's not canon, but
obviously,
but
that would pretty funny.
He still does die, but he doesn't die by our hands, but rather the vault dwellers in the vault that learn that he exiled us for after what we did to help save the vault. They pretty much exile him too, pretty much killing him. And eventually some of the vault dwellers in there would try to find the vault dweller to go with him, which would lead to Fallout 2, which is in Arroyo. I think it's in Oregon. But yeah, the descendants of the Vault Dweller and the Vault Dwellers in Vault 13 that went out to follow the Vault Dweller would eventually find a tribe in Arroyo, which would later lead to the protagonist of Fallout 2 being born, the grandson of the Vault Dweller, the Chosen One.
Oh, so a descendant of him.
Yep. Fallout 2 is a direct descendant from the Vault Dweller. What do you think? That's Fallout. Well, that's overly generalized Fallout 1.
It's a pretty short story, but it's to start off things to expand on the story.
Yeah, it laid the foundations for what was to come with the Fallout series. Like Fallout 1, it had to do a lot of things right to get like the series kickstarted the way it is now. And definitely some of the aesthetics have changed. A lot of aesthetics have changed. Because like in most Fallouts now, you got like a radio and it'll play like yippee yay, na 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 na, or like what's it? The ink spots. I think it's the ink spots. The I don't want to set the world on fire. That kind of song.
Yeah, I've heard of it before.
Or like, Fallout 76. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia mountain. That kind of stuff. Most of that stuff was actually kind of not present as prominently in Fallout 1. It definitely made its appearance in Fallout 2 with I think it's Louis Armstrong's song. I forgot the name of it, but we'll include it in the next installment of the Fallout 1. But yeah, back then it had a lot less emphasis on the music, rather like the cheery, pippy music of the 40s, 50s, and 60s, but instead rather had the music, custom music, to emphasize like the derelict dangers of the wasteland. A bunch of mutant creatures out there looking to kill you, a bunch of other people looking to kill you. Like the song, the OST for you got Acolytes of the New God and Metallic Monks, specifically Metallic Monks, because you can hear like bomb sirens going off. That's the kind of music I like when it comes to Fallout, where it reinforces that, oh shit, we're in the apocalypse. Like everything's gone to hell. I like that. But I'm also a big fan of the music that they add in later entries, like New Vegas 3, 4, and 76. I still like those songs. Those songs are good. Those are certified classic. But like, there was no radio in Fallout 1 because I don't think they could get licensing. Licensing was too expensive. So they just made their own songs. And honestly, I think it was better for it. It definitely made itself stand out until eventually, like Fallout 2. It's like the success of Fallout 1 would lead to Fallout 2, but also like maybe licensing for like for one song, and then Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, Fallout Tactics, Fallout. Honestly, there was another Interplay one that.
Well, those are like non-canon, so I'm
Well,
not sure
most
if
of
they
them
matter or not.
Most of them are non-canon. Okay, so okay, yeah, so it's just the three: Fallout Tactics, Fallout 2, Fallout. And then you also had Van Buren, which was a work in progress in Fallout 3 at the time. Let me see if I can find a picture of Van Buren. Because like the title screen is like available to see, and it's super interesting the way it looks. Oops. It's super interesting the way like the title screen for Fallout Van Buren would have been. Like imagine this could have been Fallout 3.
Really? That could have?
That could have been Fallout 3.
That's just
It's kind of crazy.
I know it came out in the early 2000s, but it really does feel like a 2000 game.
Honestly, yeah.
Because if I remember the Fallout 3 graphics, it doesn't really look like that. But it kind of does, but not necessarily.
I think Van Buren around that time was 2003. So give it 4 more years, and it would have gotten to Fallout 3 as we know it right now. Graphics, maybe, kind of, probably not. I'm not too sure. But it was 4 years before Fallout 3, like the Fallout 3 Bethesda Fallout 3 instead of Fallout 3 Van Buren.
Mm-hmm.
These names are confusing. But most remnants of like Van Buren would be put into New Vegas, which is like Joshua Graham, Caesar's Legion, NCR versus Brotherhood of Steel, that kind of stuff. That stuff was from Van Buren, and they managed to get at least some of it back in. Maybe we'll go over Van Buren when we get to Fallout Tactic. Who knows? But yeah, this is the guy that kicked you out of the vault.
He should not be talking. He should be get out with that disgusting
With that,
haircut and
with
hair
that
color,
with that yee ass haircut.
especially the beard.
I mean,
Why is it even color? Why is it blonde?
I think that's just gray. I think he's just old. Look, this is
Oh right, the color texture was a little funny.
the ending for if you had Bloody Mess on. This would have been the ending that you would get after you finished it. You could actually overcharge your shot or like your stats, so it can be like 110. But look, this is what happened if you had Bloody Mess on.
Was the game code allow the players to do that or what? Because sometimes
Yes.
it'll freak out if you do something like that where you're not supposed to do that.
Yes, you could. You could just flat out kill him.
But nothing would happen anyways.
It's not in canon, but it is pretty satisfying. I'm not gonna lie. After he exiles you, it's like, sorry, you've done great, but you gotta go. And so, the Vault Dweller is exiled to the wasteland, away from the only home he ever knew. Oh, what do you think?
Overall, it's a cool story. I've heard of it about how the game works, but it does feel reassuring of learning more about this game and
Yeah,
how.
I mean, I think the only
progress in the
experience you've
future.
had with Fallout is Fallout 4, no?
Yeah, I heard like Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas through like YouTube and whatnot, but I've never played them personally.
Yeah, I mean, I've only played Fallout 3, 4, and New Vegas, and 76. But never 1 and 2 and Tactics. But after trying like 1 and 2, I'm like, man, this is actually this is really good. Maybe it's a new type of game that I've never tried before, so it's like a breath of fresh air for me because all I play is FPSs. All I do. First person shooters or like first person RPGs. I hardly ever play like anything like isometric. Yeah. Any questions you got for me? I might be able to answer.
For this game, I'll probably be asking throughout the videos for each Fallout game that we record together. Who is your favorite companion in this game?
Favorite companion? That would be not her name. She's a follower of the apocalypse. Look it up. The thing with like so many Fallout games now, it's like okay, so it is Katja. Katja? Hold on, let me pull up an image. Let me pull up a picture of Katja, an actual image from the game because there's all sorts of fan art involving her because she's pretty popular. Well, not
popular.
Not popular. It's just she's got a little bit of a fan base with followers. Oh my god, I cannot actually find a picture of Katja. I'm gonna find it. Okay, well, there's no official like model, but it's just a girl with a white, a green mohawk. But she's part of the followers, and yeah, she's my favorite companion of the whole bunch. Ian's fun. Dogmeat is cool, but Katja is just, I don't know. Maybe I just like Maybe I'm just biased to the followers. But there's
Which is understandable.
There's another companion you can get. Gizmo's bodyguard, Tycho. You can get him. He has a metal armor and stuff, and it's like, man, yeah. You can actually convince him to kill his own boss.
I mean, to be fair, if you're able to convince the master to eliminate himself, I'm pretty sure that can somehow work with high enough charisma.
I mean, yeah. Actually, if you have low enough intelligence, sometimes in Fallout 2, if you lower down your intelligence like a lot, you talk like a caveman. I'm pretty sure it's the same in Fallout 1.
Yeah. Speaking of this, I have another question.
Yes.
Do you remember the preset characters, right? For Albert, Max, and Natalia?
Yep.
Do those characters matter in the story for the preset characters, or do nothing matter with them?
See, most people typically go with the Vault Dwellers, the fourth person they sent out of the vault. The first ones were the characters, the pre-made characters, just to like make things line up a little bit better. So like Albert was sent first, then Max, then Natalia, and then the Vault Dweller. That's typically how people go with like getting some of this stuff like better organized timeline wise.
All right.
Yeah. If you listen to the storyteller playlist that I gave you, it'll actually go through that. That's like the whole idea where I got that from, where it's like, oh, it's like the 3 preset characters were sent out before the Vault Dweller but failed. So now they're sending out the Vault Dweller.
That is interesting though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
With those sort of characters, I think that's pretty much all the question I have for this game, and for the rest of the broadcast video.
I actually have a question for you.
For me, sure.
Yeah. If you could, would you play this game? Because this thing can run on a potato. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, maybe, but it might be just too complicated to me, like the way it works. Cause I heard that it's it's not that graphic wise, it's just how to play the game. It's not a fun experience.
Yeah, it's not graphically deep, but mechanically it's pretty deep.
I mean, if you're like able to teach me and like literally right there, like literally guiding me every single thing, then sure, I don't mind.
Yeah, maybe one day, yeah. We can record me trying to teach you. No, emphasis on trying, because I still don't know how to play half of it.
Yeah, it's other than that, it's literally just by luck.
Or just like watching other people play it, and then just copying what they do.
And even then, that wouldn't work because follows a very RNG, depending on your stats.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot to say. So when you die in Fallout 1, you actually get a special cutscene.
Why? Wait. Why do I get it? Why does the game have a special cutscene for that game in specific?
Well, it's because people die a lot, and so this is actually the cutscene, quote unquote, cutscene of when you die. It's your skeleton.
What the hell? Your body can't dissolve that quickly.
No, but you're eaten by vultures and other scavengers.
Yeah, but even then, everything like disappear in about like 50 years, not in a 5 minutes time frame.
Hey man, the wasteland's a brutal place.
Okay, you're probably right. It's most likely right. It's just logically speaking, that'll be really weird to do. Where sure, that he gets eaten alive by other means, and not that quickly. It's like he died. It's like he died to the atomic bomb this time.
What? You want to? Any last words before we start closing this?
No, that's pretty much all I have, especially for the questions.
All right. Well, I got something to tell you before we end this. This that your episode was probably the best performing episode we've had in a while. I am letting you pick something to be added into the background of this podcast studio room.
That's cool.
So just send me a picture of it. I'll add it to the thing. And every time a episode milestone or like an episode like breaks a record, like better viewership, better click through, or we get X amount of subscribers from the episode. Because if we like, I think for the current sub goal, at least like per video, it's probably like at this point just one, because we take anyone. But I think like if it gets to like 3 subs a video, then like the starting line is at 3, and it'll go to like 5, 10, 15, and it'll just keep going up from there. And each episode that hits that goal will get something from that topic added to the background of the podcast.
That would be cool.
Yeah, just to show that the background's evolving along with the podcast.
All right. Anything else you want to tell me?
No, not right now. But I am still currently working. I'm currently working on getting us onto iTunes and Audible for the podcast. Audible's gonna be a little bit complicated. Still trying to figure that out. But iTunes should be a little bit easier, kind of, maybe, I hope. But you can find us on Spotify, YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the Aphrodisiacx Podcast channel. We actually split the channel into 2. We have Aphrodisiacx Gaming and the podcast channel. I will be making a community post about it in the near future once I get some other projects done in the pipeline. But I'll have the links to both channels down below, along with both of our channels, but you should subscribe to this channel. Ring that bell, like, subscribe, comment. You can find us on Spotify. That's about it. Let's end things out with a goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, I forgot about. Okay, bye.